topic. According to VLADTV.com, just a day after it was reported that Dr. Phil gives drugs and alcohol to guests on his show who are battling addiction, the talk show host is speaking up. An article written by the Boston Globe and the Stat originally made the claims that a spokesperson for Dr. Phil is refuting them, calling the report nonsense. In a statement, a spokesperson said, the Stat article does not fairly or accurately describe the methods of Dr. Phil, the TV show, or its mission to educate viewers about drug and alcohol addiction. The statement goes on to say, for the past 16 years, the Dr. Phil show has provided valuable information to viewers by telling compelling stories about people who are fighting the battle to overcome alcohol and drug addiction. Unfortunately, addicts often lash out at the very people who are trying the hardest to help them break the cycle of addiction. Although, sorry, y'all know I always get lost. Although terribly unfortunate, this is the understandable part of the behavior of addicts on their journey to recovery. Deception, dishonesty, and denial are hallmarks of addiction. It tears families apart and certainly creates levels of complexities when we produce these important shows. None of this will deter the Dr. Phil show from its commitment to continue to educate and inform the public about the worsening epidemic of addiction.
Oh, I don't really know. I mean, I will hope that Dr. Phil is not giving his guests, alcohol if they're addicted to alcohol, and drugs if they're addicted to drugs, and tobacco and weed if they're addicted to those type of things. Whatever your family wants you to stop, I will hope that he's not trying to influence the show by giving them drugs that are their downfall. Something that is just inconceivable. It's hard for me to believe. Dr. Phil seems like a good person, but you never know. Like, OJ seemed like a good person. Michael Jackson seemed like a good person. Bill Cosby seemed like a good person. So, what are the name of black people? Kevin Spacey seemed like a good person. We can go.
Shit, Matt Lauer.
Go ahead, keep going.
Shit, Donald Trump 10 years ago. Shit.
His ass ain't never seemed like a good person.
I used to fuck with Donald Trump. I used to look at Donald Trump like he was my idol. Before this whole him want to be political, I used to love Donald Trump. Like The Apprentice back in the day, I used to fuck with Donald Trump like hard. Like back when I was like in 7th grade, and this was maybe 15 years ago.
I'm gonna tell you why. You only fuck with Donald Trump because Nelly was like, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me now.
But now I hate
That's the only
them.
reason why. Because he was doing the chicken head to motherfucking Nelly. You know what I'm saying? And Nelly said,
oh my
God. He was like, who? We was doing the chingy. No, but and the pancake. Y'all, if y'all listen to this podcast, y'all better know what the chingy and the pancake and the all of that crap is.
Well, I definitely don't know what the pancake is, but the chingy, the chicken head, yeah. If you don't know what the chicken head is, the chingy right there and then says, please just turn this off because this podcast is not for you, bro. Like, it is not for you. Like, let's just move on past it. But as far as with Dr. Phil and this whole him giving his guests alcohol and drugs, I don't know exactly what's going on, like what's the process of it. I know from being close to people who have had to go through detox and stuff like that. Sometimes you can't get into detox centers without being under under the influence of the drugs that you're addicted to, because you can just be able to say like, no, I'm fine, I'm sober, and you get straight out, like, because they have to do like some sort of hold on you, so they won't admit you unless you are under the influence of drugs. Wow. So I don't know if rehab is like this, but I definitely know if it's like a 72-hour like detox and shit like that, like you have to go in like high or drunk or whatever. But I don't know what his process is. Maybe they want to show their family members like exactly what's going on and how they're feeling whenever this happens. But to me, it doesn't really make sense to why you would want to give an alcoholic, alcohol on the show,
right,
or a crackhead crack on the show, unless you're just trying to show the process of it. But that would be for personal gain. So I don't know. I would have to look more into the article. But I'm assuming for as long as Dr. Phil has been around, it can't be anything like too crazy.
Right.
He
holds his wife's hand every episode. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, he does.
I'm about to say, what does that mean? Like, niggas holding their wife hands in church, straight cheating on their ass. Okay, so.
That means nothing. I was just joking. But yeah, that's some deep shit naive, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. And Dr. Phil, we hope you ain't out here giving motherfuckers drugs.
Okay, like, what the fuck? Can you imagine Dr. Phil going to the trap house trying to get some coke to somebody? Like, what are you doing with your old ass? Like, relax.
Hell no. I can't imagine Dr. Phil going to the trap house doing anything. I can't even imagine him riding past the hood.
I have to get a couple lines for my guests tomorrow. Do you have that good shit? Like, he be pronouncing it. You have the good shit.
Do you have the good shit?
Them type people, let me stop playing, because them type people that do coke, them fucking rich ass professionals. Maybe
that
crack.
probably do coke too, shit. Just
right.
doing that line right before you got on the show. Him, Steve Wilkos, Maury, Jerry, all of them.
Okay.
Stop.
Only on New Year's. They'll be doing that shit tonight.
This evening, in a couple hours, dog. All right? All right, guys, we're going to